All right. So welcome to this quick course. My name's Catherine Allen, and I am a channeler and a astrologer, and I'm an author of three different books about intuition, about mediumship and spirit guides. And my newest book just came out, so I'll just show you. It's called Divination Rules. And so I'm pretty excited about that. So I wanted to give quick courses because I feel like it's a time when people really need extra support. And I think what we're heading into energetically for the fall, it's really important with how much unrest there is and with an American election, amongst other things coming up. And so our ability to understand what energetic protection is and isn't, and how it can help our lives is really super important. And I don't really believe it's about trying to put shields around us, even though I'm going to guide you through an exercise with visualization to help you feel different layers of protection that you might, hopefully most of the time in your life, you don't need it because most people are fine. Most environments are fine. But if you feel chronically uncomfortable with somebody or with a certain building, or maybe when you go into work and it's the hallway, or it could be a certain person you have to run into, or a family member once in a while, or if it's something chronic where you're uncomfortable or you come home drained, you might need a layer of protection. And if you're in a really extreme situation, like we all get into sometimes, where maybe you can't stand where you work anymore and you still have to go in for another few months before you can quit, and you really feel the need to like not take on and absorb what's going on, then I'm going to describe stronger levels of energy protection. And you might need those stronger levels when you're around, if you have anyone around you that could be considered a narcissist or worse, manipulative, whatever, or even just, being in crowds, anywhere where you feel like you could lose your emotional or mental balance, or you come home feeling tired, or even all the way to feeling physical aches and pains or nauseous sometimes if we're unprotected and we're in the wrong place or with the wrong people for us. But in general, when people are healthy and we're in decent environments, we shouldn't really need to use protection all the time. But because of this crazy world we live in, we do need it in different scenarios. So a lot of it can be done with visualization. If you practice meditation and you visualize and you get better at it, the stronger your visualization skills, the more you're going to be finding this protection easier and easier. And then, of course, what happens when you do get better at seeing yourself surrounded in the light, just giving yourself positive energy, it's also a way to check if there's anything in, on, or around you. If you have trouble seeing the light around you fully, chances are there's something either in, on, or around us, something attached. Sometimes there are things that are attached, could be cords from other people, could even be, even going to a concert and, just having your guard down. Sometimes things just attach. And if people find it hard to see the light, I find around them fully, I find there's very often difficult or toxic relationships in their lives, or they're living in a place that has got difficult or heavy energy. And it can take a bit of time and might need a bit of help to be able to break through or release whatever's there so that you can see that light fully around you. And when you know that you can walk in the light and see it easily, that's how you know you're protected. And that's also how you'll know when something shows up that doesn't feel right. When you're in your own vibration and you're feeling strong and you're feeling connected to yourself and you've got a certain amount of confidence, then you know when you're feeling a good flow. When you think of any time you've been in a good flow and having a great time, and then maybe you I don't know, you're on your way to your car after some amazing time you had, and you pass by somebody and you suddenly get this ick, or you suddenly feel danger when you were feeling great. It's not your energy then, is it? So the more that we're centered and the more that we know how to work with the light, the quicker that spider sense is going to be. You know, when we have toxic things around us or our aura isn't clear, then it tends to magnetize more of the same. So instead of having that moment of like, ooh, what was that? That was not mine. And you just go, wow, weird interaction. Bye. You just walk by it. You won't even interact with it if you're in the light. You'll sense it and go, no thanks. And you won't even you'll walk right through and stare. Nothing will happen because you're protected. If you've got a vulnerability somewhere, or you have other people like that around your life, or your boundaries haven't been very good lately, or you're feeling down on yourself, or something's happened, maybe even you have an injury, so your energy is, your vitality is low, or if you've been drinking or anything that could cause your aura to be a little more weak, then what happens usually is that same interaction, you might look at the person longer, or you might feel bad if you walk by them, or you might, in some cases, some people feel like nervous that the person will follow them or is going to attach to them in some way with their behavior. And the weaker we are, the more we're going to sort of allow that. And that's where we all can benefit from doing these exercises of shielding and protecting, and being just basically knowing that you can see the light all around you, so that you will get the signal and you'll be able to act very quickly, and you won't be drawn in to anything that doesn't align with you. Of course, life isn't perfect, and we all have people we have to deal with that don't always align with us. But the more it all depends on who it is. Like I said, if it's your work and you have no choice, if it's your family and you have no choice, then you can use these other layers and you can learn how to clear. But still, it helps to have good boundaries and to minimize interaction, if that's the case. So the white light, it's funny because sometimes you can visualize light around you, but it almost might feel like it's fluorescent light or artificial white light. When the white light is truly around you, it actually has a brilliant, clear, warm feeling. It doesn't have like a foggy, milky kind of white. That's still, it might be the right color, but it's still not quite clear, right? Just like a glass of water that has a bit of milk in it. It's not quite clean. Whereas think about like a bright sun ray on you. When you feel the light around you, it feels that warm and clear. And usually I find when people can visualize the light everywhere and it works, you can feel uplifted, you can feel relieved, you can suddenly sometimes feel safe to let out your emotions. Physically, you might feel better or lighter. When it's not quite the pure white light and it's artificial, you'll still feel a little bit of struggle inside. And it doesn't bring this relief that the true light brings. And many people might use different things or different ways, or people that you where you believe the light's coming from. Some people will want to say it's God. Some people will want to say it's source. Some people will use archangels. Or Jesus. It really doesn't matter. To me, it's whatever to you feels like a sacred higher source that you believe this divine light is coming from. And there's different layers of protection based on what you need. So the first one is the basic white light. That you can do every day, won't harm you, it'll just help you. You can help clear all kinds of minor things, whether it's moods or weird interaction at the grocery store, whatever have you, whatever little things happen in life. The second layer that we would do if there's a more difficult situation or you feel like the white light isn't enough, you did it and you come back still feeling drained after whatever experience. Now we will use the white and we put a layer of gold all around it. And you will feel a difference. Gold is a higher, maybe denser, but higher vibration than the white. So it, like any metal, if you think of it like an egg with an eggshell, you know, the egg or the yolk, the egg white can protect the yolk, but the shell is just that little bit harder to protect the egg. After that, if you're dealing with really severe cases and the white and the gold is not enough, then you know you're dealing with something really toxic, and we don't always have to know why. You know, if it's a company you work for and the white light and the gold light is not enough, maybe there's somebody really sketchy in the company that you don't know about. You know, maybe there's something going on that's really toxic, or maybe it's built on some graveyard or swampland, or just something might not even be anyone's doing. It might be just the energy in the land there is bad. Could be haunted, you know. But if these two things don't work, then you're dealing with something really, really toxic. So the next layer after that is thinking again like an egg. Think of that white egg white. You are sort of the yolk. Then you put the layer of gold around you. And after that, if you need it, you would put a layer of like a rust color, like a rusty car. Rust is like the thickest and the layer of energy you can give. And you will feel it. You'll feel protected inside like a fortress. Of course, we don't want to walk around like this all the time because you would feel like you're wearing an armor, or it makes it harder to connect with people that are in the light. So this is reserved for, I've got to go in and have like the worst conversation of my life with my boss as I quit, you know, or there's just some really creepy person that I have to deal with. Or I'm going into a building that just feels just so haunted and dark, and but I got to go in there for a half a day or something. That's when you would use that energy. So I'm just going to lead you through a bit of this exercise in a quicker way today. I'm going to offer a longer course where we will talk about these things in more detail with examples, and people can share and then share their experience after. But I just want to give you like an overview of what this would seem like. And if you're not good at visualizing, don't worry about it. Like, it can take a while. If you do this quickie, I'm going to have the recording and I'm going to have a YouTube video where you can access this again. So if the quick one works, great. Take the quickie and just shield. If not, then you might need the longer one later. So first of all, just going to get you to sit comfortably with your eyes closed, feet on the floor and your palms on your lap, everything just relaxed and open. Just take a few breaths and let your feet start to really sink into the ground. Let your feet feel heavy on the ground. And let yourself relax your ankles, moving up your calves and your shins. Let it all just feel heavy, like it's sinking into the ground. Your knees relaxing and your thighs relaxing. Let your butt now just sink into your chair. Let your butt feel really heavy. So any tension you're holding in your legs, your butt, your abdomen, just try to breathe and let it go. Let yourself feel heavy. Feeling your spine then, feeling your pelvis, just like align your spine and your pelvis so it feels like you're not leaning to one side or you're not leaning too far forward or too far back. Sometimes just our alignment changes completely our perspective. And just taking a couple of deep breaths to really relax those areas. So just relaxing your belly and your waist. Taking some deep breaths again and feeling it in your chest. Just let your shoulders drop. Let your arms also feel heavy. Let the energy just go all the way down your arms, through your hands, through your fingertips. And you might just want to stretch your neck a little or look from side to side. Just loosen the neck however it feels good. Let your jaw relax. And let your sinuses and your nose be open. Your eyes and your eyebrows relaxing. And feeling any sensation in your head, your scalp, your forehead. And we're going to start with just visualizing that white light. So if you like, you can see yourself surrounded by a sphere of white light right away. If that works, you could see light sort of swirling around and around and around until it covers you. You could visualize a ball of white light in front of you and you step inside. You can see it as coming from the source or from bright, bright sunlight. And just see this white light surrounding your head, front and back, all around your neck and your shoulders. See the white light around your chest, your upper arms, your upper back. Moving down your arms, around your waist, front and back. See that light around your hips, all around and under your butt. And see it all the way down your legs. Like you've got pants of light. And moving down around your feet and ankles. And just see that light will continue down into the earth. So now just pay attention and see, can you visualize that you are surrounded in this light, or is there any areas that seem to be missing or seem to be cloudy or gray maybe? Or does it really seem like bright white light, sunshiny light around you? If there's any areas that are hard to see, maybe there's light missing, you can't cover that one area. Or if there's something that's not quite the right coloration, I want you to just take a moment with either like a magic broom or a vacuum or whatever image works to clean it. Just see something coming to clean anything that is in this bubble of light around you. Doesn't need to be there. And sometimes if there's an area that's still stubborn or it's the, different color or it's something's missing, you can almost look like you could poke a hole as if you're poking a hole and you're letting the light in that crack. And that might come in and start to fill and disperse the right kind of light around you. So think of somebody that you feel good with, somebody that you trust, someone you're close to. See them in front of you and try to visualize them also in white light, front and back and head to toe. See if there's any areas missing or it's easy to see them completely surrounded in the light as well. Somebody you feel really good with. And come back now and check your own light. See if it's stronger, see if it's easier to see. It's when we're, as I said, when we're with people that we feel good with, there should be no need to shield. And that person hopefully also has light around them. So you're experiencing what it feels like to be with somebody healthy, with a healthy connection. Now we're going to bring in something a little more difficult. Try not to think of like the extreme difficult person or workplace or building, but try to think of somewhere that you feel, somebody you feel be a little drained with, or like, yeah, you'd rather avoid walking by them or whatever. Someone where you've got some resistance. Try to picture that scenario as if they're standing in front of you or you're standing in front of the doorway or something. Now try to see if you see white light around them or if they seem to have a color to their aura or they're missing an aura altogether. So now we're going to experiment with the gold. So first, just go back to yourself and visualize your white light around you one more time. Hopefully this is going to get easier each time we ask to be shielded in the light. Just visualize yours from head to toe again, front and back. So now we're going to try to see this shell effect of the gold around it. So I'd like you to picture that there is a golden light, like a golden shell around your white light. Just take a moment. See that shell top to bottom and front to back all the way around you. Now, if you're able to really visualize this gold light, I want you to just notice how you feel right now. Do you feel different physically in any way? Do you feel a little more protected, fortified? Maybe there's areas of your body that are activated when you do this shield. If there's any area of your body that you're feeling more than another, that might be an indication where you are a little more vulnerable or absorb other people's energies. So make sure that that area, if that's the case, is just really strengthened with that gold shielding. Hopefully it brings you a sense of relief and a bit of a feeling of like, I'm tucked in, I'm tucked into a nice little comfy bed here. Like nothing can really get at me. And I want you to picture that same person you feel a little awkward or uncomfortable with, or a building, if it's a building. Just picture that one more time now that you have your gold around you. See if you feel a different interaction or different sensation now with it. Now, the final layer that we're going to experiment with is to choose something or somebody that you find very difficult, toxic, probably someplace you don't want to go back to, or a person you don't want to have to see. You can use somebody from the past if you want, or if you want to try if there's a current situation. But picture this person that you would rather not spend time with, or this building you'd rather not ever go into. We still have our white and our gold around us, remember, so you're safe. Just visualize a more difficult situation that you got to deal with. Try to see if you see any light around this person or this place. I find often there might not be any. It might be harder to see. It might be black. It might be gray. It might be fuzzy. It's harder to see colors around unhealthy places and people. But see if you see anything. Now we're going to add like another shell, just like we did with the gold. So we're seeing the white, we have our gold, and now we will add a layer of a rusty copper color. If you feel good, then make it like a light coppery color. If it feels like you need it to be a little more protective, then use like a rich, like a really rusty, dark old rusty car kind of color. And try to see this now as an extra layer on that egg all around you. See it front and back, head to toe. And just again, pay attention to how your body feels, how your emotions are. If there's this anywhere in your body that feels activated from doing this layer, just take note. That might be again where you are absorbing that energy physically. And one more time, take a look at this person or situation that's not healthy for you and see how you feel now. Do you, maybe they've even disappeared, or they're further away, or something has changed around their energy. Let's see if you feel completely protected in that presence. Okay, so we're going to send away this toxic person or situation. So we're just going to see just the biggest burst and flash of light you can send them, like they're disappearing in a burst of a star. See their energy going to the source, going back to be retrained in the light, wherever you want to send it, but like a big flash of light just beams them up. And when they're gone, you slowly remove that rusty layer. See it being peeled away or cracking off, or vacuum it up, whatever image works for you. Maybe it just falls away, dissolves into nothing, whatever works. And bring back that gold with the white. And we're going to visualize the person that you've pictured for the gold light situation. Again, we're going to send them away with some love, but with some light. Just see a burst of light, or see them being beamed up, surrounded in light and beamed up to a better place. And when you see that they have gone, see how your body feels right now. Now just visualize the gold also being shed. You can see it like cracking off like a little peel, or dissolving, or falling off, swirling away, whatever works. And you're left back with your bright white light around you. Visualize the person you feel really good with one more time. And just really bathe in that beautiful light and see if it's clearer and cleaner or stronger now to see your light around you in general. Okay. So we're going to conclude it here. You can come back to this exercise as many times as you need to. If you want to have a deeper exploration where we do this with much more time and a chance to share and talk about and have questions in your experience, then I'm offering a longer course, which you can message me about. But for now, you're in the meditative state, so I'd like you to just take a few deep breaths and try to like roll your shoulders and stretch your neck, stretch out your hands, rotate your ankles. Just try to come back to the present moment. And open your eyes when you feel ready. All right.